Hey everybody, it's Kathy Linder. It's your favorite hypnotist. I am at a training session, so I'm not in my office, but I wanted to get this message out to you because I felt that it was really, really important. And since we're working on the independence, right? We're working on making ourselves independent from bad behaviors, smoking, overeating. It could even be too much drinking. It could be fears. It could be phobias. It could be whatever it is. Whatever is your thing that you want to become independent on, that's what we're working on. And what I would like for you to do is I want you to think about something because during my training, and everybody has ideas, and it's so cool when you're together with the like-minded people and they all want to help and just really basically change the world to make people happier and healthier. One of the things that I realized is that when we plant seeds in our garden, you don't expect the next day to go out and say, look at my tomatoes. Wow, those zucchinis are amazing. Wow, look at all those blueberries. Or it could be cucumbers. It could be whatever it is that you're planting. You don't go out immediately the next day and reap the rewards. It just doesn't happen. And why is it that we as people, when we want to change, we expect it to be immediately magical? And I know hypnosis is really great and it can make changes happen very, very quickly. And I'll explain to you a little bit in a few minutes how. But when you're in your garden and you're doing things, you don't water the weeds. You don't give them fertilizer and you don't say, I hope you kill my plants because I can't eat you anyway. So might as well just take on over. And yet that's exactly what we do with our thoughts, the seeds that we've planted in our mind. And it could have been planted by us, or it could have been planted by somebody else. But we water them, we fertilize them, we give them sunshine. In fact, to the point where we talk about it over and over and over again about everything bad that happened. Or we use the excuse clause, and I do the same thing. I can't, not today. Or I'm so tired, or maybe I'll start tomorrow. I'll do it later. Or I have no time. How can I do this? I have no time. And when we use those excuse clauses, it becomes, again, part of our habit. So when we have these poisonous weeds that are in our mind and holding our body and our health back, even our happiness, and then we say those kinds of words and we don't do anything and we keep on repeating, no. Did I ever tell? I mean, you know what happened, right? And we're like, I know. And you're so, after a while, you're like, okay. And then after a while, you hear the story a lot of times and you're thinking, okay, when are we going to stop hearing this? So that's what the problem is. We keep on fertilizing, watering, and giving sunlight to the wrong plants, to the wrong seeds. And then we expect a miracle to happen and we expect it to change immediately. We expect the weight to be gone immediately. Now, quit smoking, we can, and I'll tell you why. Because your body has never liked it, never needed it. So it's one of those things that it's kind of like, oh, yeah, let's get rid of this. But even with over drinking, fears, driving, elevators, whatever it is that you have, it's something that people have said, oh, we're going to go into we're going to drive on the highway. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. Or I know you're on a diet, but we really want to go to this restaurant. Or I know you want to stop drinking. We're going to have a few. You don't mind, right? And so they reinforce that you already feel bad. They know your story and they know you're not doing anything about it. So let's plant good seeds which are good thoughts, but we make it into a story. Because when we make it into a story, we already have a story about what happened in the past. But when we make it into a story about what's going to happen and what we see ourselves, and we get excited. And I'm going to tell you that there are times that you have to fake it till you make it. Because there are times that you can be telling the story about, I won $1 million, and you get all excited, and the next day you're like, yeah, I won $1 million. And your body and your mind's like, really? You didn't. So I want you to fake it until you make it. So one of the ways that you could tell a story is, I have, or I am working out, and I have noticed how I'm watching what I'm eating. And I have decided I am no longer smoking. And even when I have a craving, I now say no. Or when I'm out with friends, and if I want to have a drink, I have a drink. And I'm so proud of myself because I know that I'm worth it. When I'm driving on the highway, I've decided that I'm not going to be afraid because I'm going to focus and concentrate. And I know that God's got my back. So when you start saying different things and you start faking it until you make it, and trust me, we've all done it, right? You ever walk into a room and say, I'm going to show them how cool I am. And then you pray you don't fall, right? You're walking. That's what I want you to do. I want you to start rewriting your story. I want you to start making it where it feels good in your mind and in your body. And I want you to fake it till you make it. I know you can do it because here's the thing. Your subconscious mind is always going to say, her wish is my command. His wish is my command. We've got to make this happen. And that's the difference. So rewrite your story. Tell it to yourself every day. Even if you have to put it on your phone, record it, and then listen to it, and it might sound silly, but just like affirmations work, so does this. Tell yourself a story, listen to it, smile, and start seeing how the things in your life are changing. And when a weed starts asking for more food, fertilizer, and water, pull it out by the roots, throw it away. And if you're my client, you know I take out my fire, I burn the shit out of it, right? Because here's the bottom line. People will talk about bad things and they will go on and on and on about it. And then they talk about a good thing and they go, give you that much. When I was in a training class, they said, your clients will talk about everything bad and will not stop. You have to take control. And then when you ask them about something that's good to change their feelings, sometimes they're going to have a tough time because they just don't talk about good things. It's almost as if you're bragging. Well, you're not bragging. You're telling yourself the truth. And now when you start talking about the good things, it then gives you all of the stuff that you need to make your story better, happier, healthier. Tell me what your story is. Tell me what your good story is. That's what I really want to know. So I got to get back to training, but listen to yourself. Decide to change the story. And remember, when you plant a seed, it doesn't grow in 24 hours. Give yourself time. Give yourself patience. Give yourself permission to let things take root. This is Kathy Lindert, your favorite hypnotist, and I will see you soon. Bye.